Hey guys, it's Mike from Just Car People Things, coming to you today from our rental Hyundai Tucson. We had the choice to pick a car or an SUV, and someone wanted an SUV, which would be my wife. So we ended up in this new Tucson, brand new, 50-60 miles on the clock. It is a fine driving car. There's really nothing good or remarkable or bad about it. It is a perfectly serviceable daily driver car. 2.5 liter motor. It is the mid trim, which I believe is the SEL, and these stick around $35,000 in the rental fleet. It does not have the leather wrapped steering wheel. If you kind of go a little bit up in the options set, it gets a little bit nicer. These are the cloth seats. That said, good storage, heated seats, Apple CarPlay, wireless charging, has lane centering and lane assist. A lot of feature content for the dollar. Well, I mentioned we're out on vacation, and we are out in the Pisgah National Forest, kind of out on the Blue Ridge Parkway area, west of Asheville, North Carolina. We're down for a long weekend and wanted to rent a car so we could come out and do a few nature hikes. We just did one that was really cool, but dynamically, this is not really a super exciting car to go through, but wanted to just take a little time out here and show a little of the roads and the driving and everything else. So this is our new 2024 Hyundai Tucson. Outside the car, we're here near Sliding Rock in North Carolina, where it's this big rock here, that rock face where the water comes down and you can shimmy down it. I would not be in that water right now. I looked, it's about 36 degrees. All set, thanks. That being said, we're on a set of Nexen tires, 17-inch alloys, disc brakes the whole way around, ABS, good seating space in the back. I'm 6 feet tall. I would easily be able to sit behind myself here. Very comfortable. You have fold flat seats. Pretty standard here. Fill up. Nothing really super exciting or special about these vehicles. So we've got a hatch release button right here and power tailgate, which is super nice. Full-size spare? Nope, donut. That's okay. But nice storage space in the back. Really big back here. And you also have a cigarette 12-volt, 180 watt back here, which I think is a nice handy feature. Kind of like the Battleship Gray. Really unexciting. Lost the car in the parking garage the other day when we were in it. But overall, really comfy little vehicle. Easy to get around in. Great agility, great mobility. Honestly, if you're somebody who hates driving SUVs, this is a crossover SUV that would be perfect for you. It's very car-like, very easy to drive. It's got nice LED lighting package on it. Really can't complain too much about it as a rental car. That being said, this is the cool part of why we're here with the river and everything else, and we'll probably be right back with you with a little bit more driving in the windy roads out here. All right, folks, we're back doing a climb up the National Forest route here through the Pisgah National Forest, and we're in our Tucson, our rental car. Very exciting. We have several drive modes. We have a smart mode, which I think is the new way of saying eco, and we have a snow, and then we have a normal, and then we have a sport. So I've actually had it in sport mode. I don't know how many consumers out there are engaged in sport mode on a Hyundai Tucson, but it does seem to tighten up the steering a little bit. It makes the throttle pedal a little bit more aggressive. The transmission is more likely to hold gears a little longer, especially as we're on this kind of big long climb up the Blue Ridge Mountains, heading towards the very peak here. We're almost to the Blue Ridge Parkway, which is a couple miles away, but absolutely gorgeous drive. I think a big part of making this video, more than even reviewing a Hyundai Tucson, is just to tell everybody you should come here. You should bring your cool car here, and you should enjoy this, because this is a really spectacular drive. Western North Carolina is known for this stuff, and is worth making the trip in. We're certainly climbing here because my ears just popped for the second time. We went from down at the bottom doing a hike by Moore Creek, where they've got this really cool waterfall. You can walk underneath. I'll throw some clip of video in to see that. But we're going up the hill here, and it's dynamically not a bad car to drive. The steering's a little indirect. And I think in sport mode, the transmission does a much better job of holding gears. I was not happy with how it was driving in the normal mode. It didn't it was a little just slow to react as you're like maybe exiting a corner. But that being said, we're driving pretty normal speeds here. We're not doing anything super wild, but worth mentioning that for a daily driver car, this isn't a bad car. And when you're in this $30,000 to $35,000 price range, very competitive right now. We were in the Subaru Crosstrek Wilderness spec last week or 2 weeks ago at an ORV park, and that had a lot better off-road chops than this would ever have. And I'm also pretty convinced this is a front-wheel drive model, because we're in North Carolina, does not have the optional all-wheel drive. That's another $1,500. That brings the price tag on this up to about that $35K mark, and then you are pretty much there. Oh, look at that view. That is awesome. And so if I'm in that price range, personally, this is a lot bigger than the Crosstrek. Its rear space is a lot bigger. Its back seat seems about the same size. If you're somebody who's maybe got a small family and needs a little bit more room, I would very much be leaning towards potentially this. If you're somebody who really wants the standard all-wheel drive, wants to do some off-roady, cool type stuff, you know, and really do some soft roading, maybe you, instead of just driving on this nice paved road, you'd want to go on some of the Forest Service roads and go out and into the wilderness a little bit in your Wilderness Crosstrek. Maybe that's a little bit better of a bet for about $35K. That's going to have more ground clearance than this by probably at least a few inches, and it's going to be a little bit more capable. So that said, the national forest out here is wonderful, and I highly recommend, if you get the chance to come out here, even in a slow, boring, not so fun rental car, this is a gorgeous drive to make. And here we are at kind of the top of the hill with the Blue Ridge Parkway, so we can pull off here. Well, folks, just want to say thanks for tuning in, and here's your view of the Smoky Mountains here up at the top of the Blue Ridge Parkway in the Pisgah National Forest. And glad you could join. Hope that you can like and subscribe and see content like this. I know this isn't the world's most exciting car, and certainly I am pining for my S2000 or my 1LE Camaro out on these amazing roads, but the views absolutely can't be beat, and we do recommend, if you ever get the chance, coming out here. So hope you all have a great day.